You are getting 100% Jodi on Women Taking the Lead. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. Hello, my name is Jodi Flynn and welcome to Women Taking the Lead, where we are all about creating blasts of inspiration to help you overcome self-doubt so you can lead with confidence, integrity, and a sense of humor. Head over to womentakingthelead.com to join the community and get the resources to support you on your leadership journey. Now, your future awaits, so let's get started. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me. There has been some excitement around here, but of a different flavor than last week. I recorded last week's episode on Sunday, October 29th, and there was a rain and windstorm that hit the coast of Maine that evening. On Monday morning at 5:15, my power went out. Luckily, Monday, which was the 30th, was a relatively mild day for this time of year, being about 60 degrees. But as I checked in with the website that was tracking the number of households without power, the number kept rising throughout the day, and it was going to be getting cooler and cooler as the week went on. Soon, the website showed about 400,000 households without power. This was not going to be a quick recovery. I was also fortunate to have a friend text me that afternoon asking if I had power and to come stay at her house until the power came back. I do not like to be cold. I know I live in Maine, but the reality is I do not like to be sitting around shivering. And the idea of sleeping in my place, which probably would have dropped down into the 40s and 50s over the next several days, did not appeal to me. While my home did not have power until late Wednesday evening, I was blessed to be staying somewhere with heat, electricity, and Wi-Fi. There was some low-grade stress due to the uncertainty of the situation and being out of my normal routine, but it was nothing, and I got to spend more quality time with my friend and her husband and her team as they set up a satellite office around her kitchen table. I shared in my newsletter a perspective that helped me to focus on the benefits of the situation rather than the inconveniences. Rather than wallowing in how much I did not want to be without power, which represents the perspective of why is this happening to me, I wondered instead, why is this happening for me? Beginning to wonder from that perspective, I was able to see some benefits of having the power go out that I had not been able to see before. I wonder how often we fail to see the benefits of things not going according to plan. I'll be pondering this more because things rarely go according to plan. And it's nice to see that as things are not going according to plan, they might actually be working out in our favor. On a lighter note, this week marks the first anniversary of the publishing of my book, Accomplished: How to Go From Dreaming to Doing. It went live in Amazon on November 8th, 2016. The Kindle version alone got over 1,600 downloads that first week, making it an Amazon bestseller. It also hit number 1 in 4 categories: business life, motivational business management, business motivation and self-improvement, and personal transformation. To celebrate this occasion, I've reduced the price of the Kindle version from $7.95 to 99 cents for 1 week. If you are hearing this episode in real time and you don't have your Kindle version of Accomplished yet, you can grab it for 99 cents until November 14th of 2017. And thank you to those of you who've already read Accomplished, and thank you to those of you who are going to get it now. I just received an email from someone a few days ago who said they read it in a day. It is an easy read, and if it speaks to you, you're probably going to have a hard time putting it down. Okay, on to today's episode. In the last 2 100% Jodi episodes, I began a series based on one of the most impactful books I've ever read, The 4 Agreements. The agreements covered in the first 2 episodes were Be Impeccable with Your Word and Always Do Your Best. When people ask what book I would recommend to others, The 4 Agreements is the book I recommend most. The reason for this is I believe the biggest thing holding us back in our lives and in our businesses is our stress reactions. Our stress reactions are created by our perception of ourselves, others, and the world at large. Quite simply, the teachings in the Four Agreements enable you to change your perception so you don't get stressed out by what's happening. Because you don't get stressed out and thus shut down, overreact, or pretend things are okay when they're not, you can bring forth your highest self in any situation. The Four Agreements are powerful because they are simple. I recently had the pleasure of attending an event in Portland, Maine titled The Four Agreements for a Better Life. The speakers were Don Miguel Ruiz Sr., who is the author of the Four Agreements, and his sons, Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. and Don Jose Ruiz. In this series, I'm sharing with you the notes I took that evening and some of my thoughts around the material. This is part 3 in the series. In part 1, I shared Don Miguel Ruiz Sr.'s perspective on the agreement, Be Impeccable with Your Word, and in part 2, Don Miguel Ruiz Jr.'s perspective on Always Do Your Best. That evening, Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. continued his presentation to quickly talk about another agreement, Don't Take Anything Personally. From the book, The Four Agreements, the overview for Don't Take Anything Personally reads, Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. And these are the notes taken from the talk that evening. Don't assume responsibility for others' actions. Taking things personally is another form of conditional love. When people are mean to you, they are asking for your help. Don Miguel Jr. told a story of traveling with his father for some speaking engagements. On one particular evening, they did their event and arrived back at their hotel and looked around for a place to eat. Don Miguel Jr. shared that when he looked into the lounge and the restaurant area, he noticed everyone in there was impeccably dressed, and he didn't want to go in there until he had a chance to get a little more dressed up. So he suggested to his father they freshen up and meet back in the lobby. His father agreed, and they went to their own rooms to change. Don Miguel Jr., all dressed up, came back down to the lobby to wait for his father. When the elevator doors open, Don Miguel Sr. comes out wearing his pajamas, a bathrobe, and slippers. Don Miguel Jr. was mortified but tried to play it cool as they went into the restaurant, past all the people dressed to the nines, and were seated. His father, seeing his discomfort, asked him what was wrong. Don Miguel Jr. denied any discomfort until finally he blurted out his mortification that his father would come down to the restaurant dressed as he was. Don Miguel Sr. replied, Do you disrespect me so much that you don't think I can pay the consequences of my own actions? That you think you have to pay them for me? In that moment, Don Miguel Jr. realized what his father was doing had nothing to do with him personally, and yet he was taking it on as if it did. How many times do we cringe or feel disappointed because a family member or close friend or anyone is behaving in a way that we would not choose to behave? And even though it has nothing to do with us, we feel embarrassed or guilty on their behalf. We may even go so far as to apologize on their behalf as if we have the right to do so. His last message was that if you have ever done this, forgive yourself for ever saying yes to conditional love. That's the end of my notes on this agreement from that evening, though I've had time to ponder this agreement since then. First, I want to acknowledge that these agreements are simple, but they are not easy. Without training and diligence, we can easily slip into the old automatic ways of thinking and responding. We are egocentric beings, and we have a hard time separating what someone else does from ourselves. I've had my own experiences within the last 24 hours in which more than one person failed to do what I had requested of them, and I took it personally. I made it mean that they didn't appreciate or respect me. Then I didn't. Then I did again. And then I let it go again. And later I remembered I was still waiting for what I requested, and I got annoyed all over again. That's what it can look like. And I'm hoping you're chuckling along with me because we all do this. Reminders are important when we are taking on new perspectives, new ways of being, and new ways of responding. Until it becomes a habit, plant a sticky note on your mirror or monitor or something as a backdrop on your computer to remind you that what other people do has nothing to do with you. It only has anything to do with them. These reminders, especially in the last 24 hours, has helped me to have compassion for the people I've been thinking of. I remind myself I have no idea what's going on for them in their world. With that thought, I can stay calm and a little detached from what's happening and check in with them without any hard feelings. I'm going to encourage you to take this on at least for today and see what happens. Set up reminders so you don't forget. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is don't take anything personally. What others say and do has nothing to do with you. I'm asking you to commit for one day to see how it goes. If you are so moved, please reach out to me and let me know how it went. You can email me at Jodi, Jodi, at womentakingthelead.com. And just a reminder, until November 14th, 2017, you can get the Kindle version of Accomplished, How to Go From Dreaming to Doing for 99 cents on Amazon.com. If you type Accomplished or Jodi Flynn in the Amazon search bar, the book will be at or near the top of the list. I will also have a link in the show notes that accompanies this episode on the Women Taking the Lead website that you can click on and it'll take you right there. As always, I hope this and everything I'm sharing is of value to you, and here's to your success. Thank you all for joining me on Women Taking the Lead. And to strengthen you on your own leadership journey, I'd like to send you off with a quote from Marianne Williamson, so here goes. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Again, thank you for joining me, and here's to your success.